What's good, y'all? Elite live streams. We back with another one. What's good, you guys? How you guys doing out there? Happy Monday. Everybody out there, welcome. Hope you guys are having a fresh new week. We back. Y'all know we gonna cook on Candace. Y'all know we're gonna cook on Candace because on Elite Media, we have been cooking Candace Owens since the beginning. You can go back, check the live streams. Some of my most successful live streams was cooking Candace Owens. Or should I say Candace Owens? And it's hilarious, right? It's hilarious that she's become this crazy folklore hero for, everyone to say, oh, she's exposing everybody. Yeah, sure. Great. Well, guess what? She wouldn't be doing this if she wasn't in the situation that she's in. And so we're going to talk about it because it's quite hilarious to me how now we're starting to see the narrative shift. She's now the biggest, podcaster in the world, and everyone's saying how she's exposing the truth. And it's just hilarious because, this information has been out here for a long time. A lot of YouTubers, a lot of people at large have been talking about the corruption and the BS that's been going on in the U.S. government for a very long time. But all of a sudden now, because Candace has a bone to pick, not only with Turning Point USA, but also the right wing and how she was kicked out and disbanded, I thought it would just be good to make sure that we continue to follow up on the BS that Candace tries to push. She is a panderer, and I just feel it is important for me at Elite Media to make sure that we continue to expose the BS that she's on, right? So it's funny, she's got all these guys, right? She's got Tpusa, she's got Nick Fuentes, she got the whole right wing upset about what she's doing. And I find this so hilarious. I have my popcorn, I've been watching, and like I told you guys, okay, the best part for Black Americans right now is to sit back and watch and pay attention, right? Let them eat themselves, right? And that's what we're here for. I'm here for the entertainment. I'm here for the content because everyone's talking about content. Everybody's talking about running the numbers up. Well, guess what? We gonna run the numbers up right on Candace because it's important for us to hold the line and make sure that people understand the grift, right? And the fact that she is an opportunist looking for an opportunity to create a division and as well chaos. And I think it's hilarious. I really do. I personally have always said this. Candace Owens could have been a great weapon for Black Americans if she would have, stayed on code. But oh well, too bad. Now she's going to get cooked. So I think it's important to kind of go, I guess, from the top, right, and talk about kind of what Tpusa had to say, and then we could work our way back into what she had to say about Erika Kirk, what Erika Kirk had to say about her. It's just getting messy out here, all right? We got people making allegations. We got people being exposed, okay? People coming out of the closet, people saying that so-and-so is doing this and behind the scenes. It's just getting messy, and I find it hilarious because I've always said this. The right wing has no loyalty, all right? They hate each other, okay? So when we see in all this back and forth, I find it hilarious, right? Because if you really take a look at the entire landscape of politics and everything that is represented over, I don't know, since I've been in the consciousness of understanding politics since I was young, 18 years old, coming into the world, going to school, studying, figuring out who was who, I have to say, it's been going on for a long time. And that's why I was so kind of disillusioned with politics for a very long time, right? I'm an independent, right? I do not subject myself to the right or the left, okay? So I can look at it from a logical perspective, take a look at what everything is happening, right? All this stuff that we've been seeing slowly trickling in, right? As we've started to notice, right? The fact that there's been that, I call it the MAGA Civil War, right? Where they're all fighting amongst each other to what? Get that seat that Charlie Kirk built, right? Everybody wants that audience, right? Everybody's positioning themselves to try to get what Turning Point is already built behind Charlie Kirk. And that's kind of the grift right now, right? Because in my opinion, that's exactly what Candace did. Candace took that audience and shifted it over to herself because there were so many disgruntled people who were very sad and upset about what happened to Charlie Kirk. And let's keep it real, right? If somebody gets, unalived in the open and assassinated, that's a problem. We should all have a problem with that. But the fact of the matter is, all of them started getting very sleazy about the behind the scenes and how they're moving. So I thought it was hilarious that everyone is so upset about Candace being a scapegoat. But like I said, white supremacy will always play a part in this. And Candace has to continue to be reminded that she is not a part of the party. Right? And so now we're starting to see that she is being attacked, right, by all these people who have something to say about what she's doing. So I felt it was important to talk about the first one being Tpusa, right? This guy completely lost it. Like, he just crashed out. He couldn't handle it. He's so upset about what's happening. He's mad because apparently, somebody, attacked his house. And let's keep it real. Tpusa doesn't take accountability for the years and years, right, of BS that he has been saying, not only about Black Americans, but plenty of different people from all different walks of life, him aligning himself with the Israel and all that stuff. Now he's cooked, right? So now he's really upset. So let's laugh at his anger. Let's laugh, guys, because this is just so funny to me. And shout out to my brother, Professor Dark Truth, because, hey, this is just what we do. We expose the people on this side because it's very important for all of us to make sure that we stay on code and we laugh at people being idiots. Okay, so let's listen to this guy.
She is burning everything down and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower. As you fucking cower.
What is going on, guys? Can you imagine someone making you this upset? Right? Based on what they say on the internet, based on conspiracy theories, okay? Because like I always say on Elite Media, right? Candace Owens does not know what happened. All she's doing is just like everybody else, trying to connect the dots, right? Trying to piece things together, trying to make something sound very, this way or that way. But she doesn't know, just like we don't know. And we may never know, right? Because, of course, that's a part of a conspiracy, right? Is the fact that people conspired together to cover up the truth. And I don't know exactly what happened to Charlie Kirk. Personally, I don't care. But at the end of the day, it's very important to understand that none of us know what happened for real. And we're all trying to figure it out. But it's just so funny that everybody is so upset about Candace doing this because, like I said, it's taking money and views away from them, right? Because they all share the same fan base, right? And the fact that it's a Black woman, okay, who is exposing all of this is making them so mad. They cannot stand it. They're seething at the thought of it. Listen to this guy. Look at him crash out, y'all. Listen to this.
And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower. As you fucking cower. Scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail. And
Candace got these dudes shook, man. It's crazy. The internet is such a crazy place. Like, can you imagine being that upset, right? Over propaganda, okay? Like I said, nobody knows what is happening, what really happened, who's doing what behind the scenes, behind the curtain, right? What's going on? Nobody really knows. But it's just so funny how upset they are because, like I said, Candace took the lane that they wanted. All right. They thought that if they aligned themselves with the It's Not Real people, if they aligned with Netanyahu and all these other political figures, they think that they would align with Trump. All these people, they thought that that was going to push them over. But in reality, it worked in reverse. What it did, it killed their platforms, okay? Because a lot of people do not support what's going on in It's Not Real. A lot of people do not support Netanyahu. A lot of people have a problem with the corruption in America right now, right? But the status quo of white supremacy is to uphold it regardless of corruption. And that's the point. A lot of people are waking up and a lot of people are starting to see what's going on in America and they're hurt, okay? A lot of people are hurt, not only personally about what happened to Charlie Kirk, but financially. The economy sucks, right? Everything's expensive. Everything's hard. We're not living what the American dream should be. And a lot of people are upset about that, right? And so, justifiably so, they are now starting to gravitate towards people and content creators who are actually calling it out and not aligning with it. And that's the point. The right wing, in my opinion, aligned with a lot of shady characters, and they thought that the base would still follow them regardless of what they do and how they move. And they realize that that's just not the case. They realize you got to stand on business nowadays for people to support your platforms. You got to have receipts in order for people to back you up. That's what they're starting to realize. And unfortunately, they're learning the hard way about how these things go. And so from my perspective, like I said, as an independent, I find it so hilarious that these guys are so upset about what Candace is doing because Candace has no allies, okay? She lost all of her friends. She has no friends. So what does she do? She has to burn it all down. And I'm going, let it burn. Let it all burn because they all deserve to be exposed. Regardless of what side they're on, they all deserve to be exposed. And I love it because at the end of the day, this is what we all wanted, right? Regardless of who it's coming from. Unfortunately, yes, it's coming from Candace. Who cares? But I wanted this. I wanted them all to be exposed because they all deserve to be exposed. No matter what you may think, what's going on right now in America, there's a problem and it needs to be exposed. The corruption and what happened to Charlie Kirk, unfortunately, yes. Sorry. Too bad, so sad. But guess what? He had to be the person, the last string for everything to come into place. And mind you, Candace Owens having that mentality and that, you know, that dog in her to keep going, to keep exposing and to not back down. I'm telling you guys, this is what we needed. Like I said, as a Black American, my stance is to sit back and watch, eat my popcorn and take notes, because I'm telling you guys, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted all these fools to expose each other, and I knew it was going to happen because, like I said, on the right wing, they don't even like each other. All of them are positioning themselves to be things that they are not, and they all deserve to be exposed for it, right? So you got people on one side, right, who are talking about, oh, so-and-so's husband is this, so-and-so's husband is that, he's in the closet, he's doing this. Expose them all. Expose them all because they all deserve to be exposed one by one. And I don't care how we get the information, okay? I don't care who it comes from. I just want them all to be exposed because they deserve to be exposed. And your boy Tim is real upset about it. He can't handle it. He's so mad.
And you benefited
Look
from
at
Charlie
this guy.
Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right fucking now.
Yeah, that was the.
I'm done with these people.
Your boy gotta move. He gotta pick up and move. He has to take his show somewhere else. It's over. He's cooked. It's a wrap for him. He cannot come back from this. Okay. And like I said, the alignment right now in the time and climate that we're in, if you are a content creator, if you are a YouTuber, whatever that may be, you make videos, you better be on the right side of history. Because right now, that's how people are building their platforms, on truth. And if you're not telling the truth, you are destined to be exposed, because that's how the internet goes nowadays, right? Whether you're telling the truth or not, okay? People will look into you, they will Google you, they will find information, and they will try their best to make sure that they can debunk your stance. And if you're not hard body, if you're not ready for that, you're going to get exposed. And Tim Pool has been exposed, right? He has been exposed as someone who aligns himself with Israel, Netanyahu and the fact that he's able to take money behind the scenes to push a narrative. He's compromised, right? He's compromised, and that's why he's mad, because like he said, Candace is going to put you on the screen. Yeah, you're going to be on the Summer Jam screen, my boy. If you're on that BS, it's a wrap for you. You're done. All right? Go sit down. Go sit down. Go ahead. Pack it up. It's over. All right? It's over. And there's no coming back from this. And that's why it's so important from my perspective, right? As a Black American, we are going to continue to expose while we sit back and watch, okay? Let the leopards eat their face, okay? Let it happen. It ain't for us to get in the way of this. All we're supposed to do, sit back, assess, take the right information, and don't play no games, right? Because it's very important to me, at least, to continue to push this line and say, Candace Owens, she is a problem. And I told y'all she was going to be a problem. I told you guys she had a bone to pick as soon as Charlie passed away and she didn't get invited to that funeral. She didn't get invited to that memorial. Turning Point didn't include her in the plans. She had a bone to pick and she was pissed. And now guess what? What do they say? What's the old saying? There's no wrath like a woman scorned. Oh yeah, they feeling it now. They feeling it now because guess what? Erika Kirk, she's cooked too. She's cooked because at the end of the day, as soon as he passed away, everyone has been exposing her behavior, how she's been acting, the things that she's been doing behind the scenes, how much she's been putting herself out there. Is this a woman who's grieving? Is this a woman who's grieving? Y'all help me understand in the chat. Y'all let me know. Is Erika Kirk's behavior something of a person who looks like they are grieving their husband? A lot of people agree with me and they say no. So if that's the case, then we are going to expose her too. And that's what Candace is doing. Candace did not let up off the gas because she saw how Erika was moving. She saw what was happening and she said, you know what? It's enough. I just go ahead and act like nothing happened, right? Unfortunately, we all peeped it because we have two eyes. Everyone can see how she was acting. That hug, all them hugs that she was giving out, all that. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, guys? Are we talking about somebody who looks like somebody who's got it together? Are we talking about somebody who looks like they are grieving their, assassinated husband? No. We are looking at somebody who looks like an opportunist. We're looking at somebody who's hosting dinners at Mar-a-Lago, aligning herself with Trump. I'm trying to connect the dots here, y'all. And it don't look good. And that's why, in my opinion, the views are up for Candace. The support is up for Candace. She's #1 on all platforms and she's making millions of dollars, y'all. Millions of dollars. She's running ads on live streams. She got over 200,000 people in the chat. They counting that money. They pocket watching. Okay. They know what's going on. And listen, the fact of the matter is when it comes to this space, this YouTube, this content creator space, the media is threatened by what we are doing over here because we are building platforms. We're building audiences independently, being able to say whatever we want that's within, the YouTube guidelines or whatever, some people got deplatformed, whatever. But at the end of the day, people are building it independently. And that's just kind of where it goes. Hey, you be tripping, bro. Hey, Lewis Rawlinson. Hey, man, we tripping because it's necessary. We having fun with this. This is fun to me. I enjoy watching the right wing implode. I enjoy watching the leopard eat their face. I cannot get enough of this type of content. This is why I started my channel. This is why I'm on YouTube. This is why, okay? Since I started making, music and being a musician and an artist, my entire platform was built on activism and truth. Since now I can transition into the YouTube space and be able to do that same thing and speak my mind about what's going on in the world, you goddamn right. I'm going to be tripping on here every day, and y'all going to get tired of it. So make sure you like and subscribe, because your boy out here cooking, and we're going to continue to grow the platform, because guess what? The platform is growing, right? So shout out to Lewis. Thank you for pulling up in the chat, regardless if you think I'm tripping or not, because I enjoy this. This is fun for me. I enjoy this. This is what I do. I enjoy exposing the truth and shaming the devil. All right. I see you put your little cross up. Yeah, we brothers in Christ. So that's what we got to do. We got to expose the truth. And if you're not, then hey, God bless your soul. That's all I could say. You feel me? But yeah, let's look at this little, warning that old Erika gave to Miss Candace Owens. And mind you, you see this little Barry Wise, I think that's her name, Barry Wise, the Jewish shield. I do not like her. She, in my opinion, does not deserve this position. She fired a lot of Black Americans over there at CBS. She is an operative. She is a paid. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what she is, okay? Y'all know that last name, all right? How she get that job? I wonder. Yeah, 24 karat people. Hey, salute to you, Lewis. Been a musician and Army vet since 74. All right, brother. Yeah, salute to you, man. Hey, and salute to all the older folks. I've noticed, at least on my algorithm and looking at my analytics, that I have a very mature subscriber base. And I appreciate y'all, because that tells me that y'all appreciate what I bring to the table as a young brother. And at the same time, I'm able to, eloquently express myself in a way that is mature, to where I got vets from 1974 up in the chat. Lewis, thank you for your services. You know what I'm saying? My father was a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. My great-grandfather was a veteran. All right. My family, I come from a family of fighters who have fought for this country, who put it on the line, and who did not back down in the face of fascism. All right. We are a part of that. We Americans. We fighters. We don't mess around with that. So salute to you, Lewis, and thank you for your service. But now let's get into Barry Wise and her little BS that she was asking. Listen to the pocket watching, y'all. Listen to how she already speaks on the money part, because that's why they really mad. They mad because they see the views. They mad because, like I said, an independent platform being built by Candace. They don't like that. They don't like the money that they see going in, because they know them views, and they can't get them views. They can't even get them views on Turning Point right now, unfortunately. So yeah, we got to play this. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, bro. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. So make sure you guys show your boy some love. All right, here we go.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's. At one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies.
Now listen, bro, y'all saw that? Y'all see the pocket watching, right? That's a big part of this. That's why they so mad, is because they know that Candace is getting bread off of this. Candace, like I said, she, in my opinion, knowing this space, knowing how this works, Candace is getting bread off of this. She getting millions of dollars, millions of views, millions of sponsorship dollars. All right. And they don't like that. They got a problem with that. And that's why they're so mad, is because independently, YouTubers and podcasters are exposing what they don't want y'all to know. And we're bringing you guys the truth and the facts. And so when we're starting to see that, right, we're starting to see that. Now they're mad because they want to control who gets the views. They want to control whose platform gets to be number one. All right. And if you're not aligned with their ideologies, they want to make sure that they can kill your platform. And then listen, man, Candace better get her money while it's good, because I'm telling you, they're going to try to deplatform her as soon as this goes down. They are going to try their best to make sure that they take that money out of her pocket. Listen to this. I'm going to bring it back just so y'all can listen again to the pocket watching.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's. At one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, And she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her
huge
business
amount
off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
The eyes don't lie, Chico. The eyes don't lie, Chico. Look at those eyes, y'all. Ice cold, upset. Okay. Did you see how quickly she changed up her demeanor? The acting, right? The over dramatic scowl. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fooled by that crap, man. We know what's going on. We see the play. Okay. But y'all got to see the play. Y'all can't be the only ones who see what's going on, okay? Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Candace did her part, right? She just brought her perspective and her ideology towards the forefront, right? If it's not true, I feel like she should be going out of her way to make it clear, hey man, why aren't we getting the facts? Okay, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, let's hear it. Okay, because that's what's happening. It's really what's happening right now. And I think from my perspective, what I'm starting to see now is, hey man, y'all gonna have to do something about Candace. That's all I'm saying, because Candace, she's not gonna let this shit go. She's on one, and until y'all do something to this person, y'all gonna have to get her out of here, man. Y'all gonna have to do something, man, because we're gonna have to make it clear. Hey, whatever. Hey, salute to Lewis, man. Thank you for the chat, man. He said, God bless you, man. We probably wouldn't agree, but sometimes some things gotta break, and we have to at least communicate or we're cooked. Literally, I'm a Republican. Peace out. Hey, Lewis, man, listen, bro. This is a part of America, dog. America, regardless if people want to admit it or not, we have to have the uncomfortable conversations in order to reach something. And that's what I be trying to tell people, man. In order for even Black Americans to get what we want out of this, we're going to have to work with the enemy. Regardless, that's what we're going to have to do if we want this to work. And if not, then we're going to have to do something. What we doing? I need to know, because at the end of the day, if we're not going to work together, what's the alternative? Do we fight? What we doing? Because guess what? A lot of people are on the ladder. A lot of people think something about to happen. And I'm in the belief that it might. But at the end of the day, if we're not willing to have the uncomfortable conversations, if we're not willing to put ourselves out there to talk to the people who have a different perspective, then what the fuck are we doing? Why are we here? Why did God put us together if it's not for us to at least try to make sure and see different perspectives? Hey man, what do you got to say about this? What do you have to say about this? And like I said, I don't like Candace. Everybody knows this. I have videos on this channel where I'm tripping on her, no doubt. But at the end of the day, the goal is, hey man, I can see what she's doing. And like I said, I can sit back and laugh because it's the truth. It's the truth. Like if there's something that comes across my timeline and it's something that's just asinine, I ain't even gonna talk about it. Y'all know that, and that's the platform that I'm building here, right? If it don't apply, let it fly, right? If it don't apply, I let it fly. But this applies to everything that I've been saying over time, right? I already talked about what happened initially after Charlie Kirk passed away, and then me corroborating and collectively putting together the pieces of why Candace was upset and her feeling some type of way, right? That was where I started it, and then I let back. I wanted to watch and see what Candace did after that. And I'm gonna be real with you. Candace turned up. Candace surprised me because she turned up. She didn't just wait. She kept pressing the line. And I could respect that, because at the end of the day, this is something that Candace she may not want to address this part of herself, but she Black. Okay, she Black, and Black people inherently, we are people of truth, and we're gonna push the line until we get that, regardless. Okay, civil rights movements, every single time Black people stood on business until we got what was needed to get done. And so Candace, regardless of her wanting to address it or not, okay, Candace is Black, and she gonna press the line because that's in us. And she gonna keep pressing the line until somebody do something. And like I said, what y'all gonna do? Please help me understand what y'all gonna do, right? Because we just watched Candace. We just had, We just watched Erika, right, expose Candace and say stop, right? That's what she just said. So I'm gonna play Candace's response now so we could laugh, you feel me, at her response, because it's a pretty damn good response. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. It's a pretty damn good response, what she had to say. So let's listen to her.
Was involved. For weeks, Owens has also seemingly implied, though
himself, and then Candace Owens back. Right. Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our on-stage reunion?
Erika described her Turning Point USA team as family and underscored that many of them were present when a bullet ripped through her husband while he was engaging with students at Utah Valley University.
My team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day did they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
Owens has
I don't understand why she would think that no one would be looking at this. How could you be so delusional that you would think that nobody would think or ask questions, right? And that's what I want y'all to see. Whoever's in the chat, I want you guys to understand that this is how stupid they think y'all are. They really think that y'all will just take the face value of what they have to say and say that that's the truth. They think that we're so stupid that we won't ask questions, that we won't think for ourselves, okay? Critically think about this, guys. She really thinks that for us to say, hey, we're just going to let the FBI do their investigation and that's it. They found the guy, he's the shooter, that's it. How do they think in the 2025 era on this here internet that there will not be people who are going to question every single thing that happened that day? She has lost her mind if she thinks that that was just going to fly over and people weren't going to have a problem with that and people were just going to think it was okay. No, a lot of people had a problem with what happened to Charlie Kirk, and they're going out here and they're asking questions. It's on Turning Point to answer those questions. It's on Turning Point to give them the answers that they need for the comfort to be able to move on from this. But they haven't. And that's why so many people have not been okay with what's happening. That's why so many people are pressing the line on Erika Kirk. That's why so many people are pressing the line on what's happened. And that's why so many people are supporting Candace, because Candace is using her platform to make sure that she keeps pressing this, all right? Her best videos, anything that she's ever talked about is all about Charlie Kirk, all right? And of course, the French Parliament, that's a whole other story, right? But in retrospect, this has been the most successful content that she has ever made. And mind you, this is because there are so many people who have questions. And like I said, they think the American people are so stupid. They think that we don't want to ask questions. No, we have questions. Yes, we want to make sure we know what happened. Yes, there are people who cared about him. She was friends with him. That ain't my business. But hey, if my friend got unalived in front of millions of people, and I was just saying, oh yeah, we're just gonna wait for the investigation. No, we need to know what happened. So Candace, hey, like I said, I was surprised that Candace is still standing on business for her friend, and I could salute her for that. You know what I'm saying? I could separate my feelings and say that is something admirable for her to do because she's standing on business for her homie. Salute to her, right? But at the end of the day, the game is still the game. And she has some big ass target on her back now. She's not going to be able to just walk off and think this is going to be cool. Okay. They coming for her, and it's strategic, right? We all see the strategic play of the collective, right? Collectively, the right wing is on attack for Candace Owens' platform because, like I said, this fan base that they want to have is the one that they wish they had. They wish they had those viewers. They wish they had that number one spot. And that's what happens when you at the top. Everybody going to try to take you off of it. And so now that Candace is number one, now that Candace is at the top, justifiably so, a lot of people got a problem with that, right? And listen, man, I'm cooking right now. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure you join the channel. We trying to grow to 1,000 subscribers. So y'all make sure your boy can get a piece of the pie too. All right, because everybody getting their views, everybody getting the subscriptions. Let me get some too. All right, but yeah, let's continue because, like I said, Candace, her entire ideology was based in the fact that she wanted answers about what happened to Charlie, her friend, right? And so if she's not getting the answers that she's supposedly entitled to, naturally, there's going to be some pushback. And listen, that's her homie. What am I to say? Who am I to say that she's doing too much? And like I said, if somebody got a problem with it, they got to go do something because Candace ain't backing down. She said no. She said, I'm going to keep going until I get answers.
Also contributed to the stirring of theories about the location of Charlie's burial, claiming that he was laid to rest in a Catholic cemetery, despite him not being Catholic.
But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my...
A secular revolutionary is what they're calling Candace Owens, y'all. Isn't this insane? Like, isn't this crazy? A secular revolutionary, Candace Owens, the person who wanted the approval from you guys? All y'all had to do was invite her to that little funeral. And I bet you this wouldn't have been even happening. I can guarantee you this wouldn't have happened. If they would have brought her on, like she said that Charlie was going to do it, come on, man. Let's see. Lewis, if you're not questioning worldly authority, what's wrong with you? You got that right, Lewis. You got that right. If we're not questioning what's happening, if we're not questioning the corruption of the government, if we're not questioning the injustices that happen right now in this country, what is wrong with you? That's right. Straight up. I am the biggest proponent of a person who's always going to call out the BS that needs to be called out, whether I have 5 subscribers or whether I have 1 million. All right? Because we all understand that there is a problem right now in our country. And Donald Trump made it clear. We are at a turning point right now. The country can go either way. We have to hold the line, American people. We have to stay diligent and we have to continue to expose the truth, because if we do not, all right, if we do not expose the truth, we are destined to fail. We are cooked if we do not come out here and say this is fake. We have to, bro, because if we don't, I'm telling you, man, this country is cooked. And I've known this for a while now, all right? I'm uniquely built for this, okay? As millennials, right? Being a millennial, we saw so much BS. We saw so much corruption. We saw so much fake BS, bro. Come on, man. My friends, my family done got screwed out of so many things. All right. We watched 9/11 in high school. I had to go to school that day when the Twin Towers got taken out. And then they told us that it was, Afghanistan. It was Osama bin Laden. It was a lie, y'all. They've been lying to us for a long ass time. And a lot of American people is tired of it. A lot of American people are suffering. A lot of American people have that weight on their back and they tired of it. We done work so hard. So many people are working so hard every single day. My buddies, my friends got to provide for their family. Men got to go out here against the odds, working against the system, doing what they can just to get by. You think that's okay? You think I'm gonna be okay with that? No, I got a problem with that. And I'm gonna make sure that I use my platform on Elite Media to build it behind truth and exposing the BS. Because guess what? They come out here every single day with this crap, this propaganda that they sit up here and try to brainwash the American people, making us seem like nothing ain't going on when it really is. Like we ain't got eyes. Like we don't got ears. Like we can't see what's going on. All right. So enough is enough, man. And like Lewis said, if you are not questioning worldly authority, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all if you're not willing to call this out? I understand you may have your allegiances and you may have your alliances, whatever, but it's America first. America first. Not no parties, not no whatever. America first. Forget the party systems. Forget it. Because guess what? If y'all continue to support these parties, we are going to kill each other and they are going to sit back and let it happen. We're going to be the ones fighting each other, not them. So don't you guys get caught up in all this. Play it how you should. Black Americans are playing it the right way. We watching, we waiting. We are looking at what's happening, taking notes, and not allowing ourselves to get caught up in the propaganda because, like I said, Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA are lying to y'all, right? And Candace is making sure that you guys know that. And I can respect it. I told y'all I do not like Candace personally, right? I think that she has her own motives in what she's doing behind this, right? But at the end of the day, if it takes out all these other people, peace. Let it happen. I'm good. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to grab my popcorn. I'm going to enjoy my lemonade and watch the freaking show. You feel me? Straight up. What's up, Lewis? He said, I hope I don't see you across from me in a ditch one day. God forbid, I hate to say, but they are pushing us. Good night. Hey, man, ain't going to happen to me, bro. It ain't going to be me. Please believe that. Please believe that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the one. We going to hold that for another conversation. All right. But yeah, I mean that, bro. We all got to look out for each other at this point because we're all being lied to. All right. At the end of the day, we're all being lied to, all of us. And I know for a fact that a lot of American people are tired of it. I talk to my friends who are both Republicans and Democrats. I talk to my friends who are independent and Green Party supporters. I talk to my friends who didn't even vote. All right. And we're all saying the same things. All right. We're all coming to the same conclusion. Whether you support who you support, we know that there is some BS going on right now in this country. We know that a lot of these people are lying to us. We know that the distractions and propaganda is fluid. All right. It's in our everyday feed. OK, the algorithm is trying its best to keep us distracted, keep us off of the eyes on the prize. And that's why every single time I get on my platform and I speak on the truth, I don't even get the views because I'm telling you, the algorithm ain't going to push it. When I talk about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton, all right, the real Diddy parties, okay, the real Diddy parties were Epstein parties. The real parties were sponsored by It's Not Real. All right. Those people over there with the small hats, those are the ones who are actually pushing the propaganda. Those are the ones who are out there doing very, very obscene things to very, very small people, if you know what I mean. But I'm up here trying to bring truth, right? Those videos don't get pushed, though, right? When I'm exposing the real, when we know what's going on, we watch them say that say that Jeffrey Epstein unalived himself. We watched that. We saw that. We saw the play. We saw them play in our face and say that he just went to jail and unalived himself when he had all the cards, when he had all the information. And let's keep it clear. We never saw a body. We never saw an autopsy. We never saw something that happened. Who knows if Jeffrey Epstein actually isn't alive anymore? Right? That's a theory for your ass, ain't it? That's something to think about, ain't it? Y'all help me understand. Somebody let me know if they ever seen an autopsy or any photos of him unalived. I haven't. Okay? And so that's the point. All these distraction tactics, all this stuff that's going on behind the scenes, man, they not slick, bro. We know what they're doing. We understand that like there is an incentive for them to go out of their way to make it clear that, hey, man, Candace is the problem. She's the, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Candace is the problem? Bro, Candace is not the problem. It's all them ones who they elected, the elected officials, the people who work in media, the news anchors, the people who own these media companies, the media conglomerates. They're the problem. They're the ones feeding us bull crap every single day. They're the ones creating division between American people. All right? They're the ones who we need to be actually holding to account. Candace Owens is literally a content creator. Who cares? Who cares about what she has to say, right? If it's not the truth. Okay, y'all peep the play. If it's not the truth, why have her stop? If it's just lies, why couldn't they just come out and say, "Hey, yo, you know what? She just lying, y'all. That's just lies, y'all."
Mr. Candace Owens.
Okay, there's nothing to see here. If it wasn't the truth, but it is, and that's why they got a problem with it, because Candace is exposing the truth, and they don't like that. It's making them uncomfortable. Y'all saw on the early video that I played, Tpusa so upset. You want to know why? Because it's the truth. Because it's the truth. If it was a lie, trust me, they would have already disregarded her and put her in that box. But it's not. It's the truth.
Okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
So this is just to me. I'm going to also let you know they pre-recorded this. Obviously, I told you this yesterday from.
All right, let's see. We got somebody in the chat. Salute to the chat. Harbor Girl, she says, therefore, each of you must off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are all members of one body. Ephesians 4:25. Thank you, sister, for bringing that up. Thank you, because that is our responsibility. As a human, it is my responsibility to continue to bring truth to power, all right? And shame the devil. Shame the devil, all right? I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus Christ, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what we are doing here. If it wasn't the truth, I'm telling you, they would have disregarded her a long time ago. They would have gone ahead and struck her channel. They would have did everything that you need to do on YouTube, okay? To go ahead and say, hey, man, we need to strike that video. She lying. We need to strike this. She lying. They didn't do that, though. Somebody's still making money. Somebody's still going live. Somebody's still growing in her, followers and subscribers. So if that's the case, please help me understand what's going on. If that's the case, if she's a liar, all right, go ahead and take her off, deplatform her. Talk to YouTube. Y'all got so many connections. Y'all working with Trump. Y'all working with all these people. Get her deplatformed. Okay? Nick Fuentes, he said some very, very effed up things about a lot of people, and he doesn't have a platform no more, okay? If Candace is doing the same thing, come on, y'all, help me understand. Help me understand, y'all. Straight up, thank you, Harbor Girl, for coming through, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? And make sure all y'all subscribe to the channel, because like she said, we are exposing the truth over here, because on Elite Media, we bring receipts. We do not mess around when it comes to this. My integrity is on the line. I'm a real person in the real world. I cannot sit up here on the internet talking crazy without making sure that it is backed up with facts, all right? My family, I'm out here with my whole face, okay? So I can't be doing this if I'm not backing it up with truth and actually speaking directly to my subscribers and supporters who are actually aligning with the truth as well. Make sure y'all subscribe, man, because if you like truth, if you support people who are speaking the truth, if you support people who are America first, you're going to support Elite Media and Brandon B. That's what we here for, all right? I am a true American. My family is foundational to this country, all right? I am a foundational Black American. My father fought for this country. My grandfather fought for this country. My great-grandfather fought for this country, okay? My uncles were drafted, all right? So I have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this country, in this soil. And I care about my country. I care about the people of my country. So when I get on here and I make sure that I'm saying and I'm speaking to y'all, it's coming from a real place because I'm a real person. All right. I have a business. I'm a business owner. All right. So a lot of this is tied in with exactly what I do. So I can't come up here false flagging. I can't come up here talking reckless without backing it up. All right. So I'm gonna let Candace continue to cook.
From about 11 o'clock to 4 p.m. I have sources just everywhere. CBS News, the people that were in the audience I showed you were emailing me, and they had to do multiple takes because Barry wanted to read a prompter. These questions were pre-submitted, okay? And I would like to respond to this loaded question. What would you like to say? The podcaster Candace Owens, and I'm not even going to address this repeat talking point about people making money, except for the people that have actually made off of all of the money, millions upon millions of dollars. But this is the new thing. It's like,
that's it. I told y'all, that's it. When she's making money, when she's doing her thing, hey, we got a problem with that. But we got to be able to make the millions without nobody contesting it, without nobody saying nothing. All right? Like I said, they think y'all so stupid, Americans. They think y'all so stupid. They think that you guys should shut up, take whatever answer that they give you, and then go about your day. That's what they think. Okay? But guess what? No, we ain't got time for that. We're going to expose the truth, whether you like it or not. All right? The truth has to be exposed. Shame the devil. All right?
Like, if you keep doing what you were already doing in podcasting, or keep doing what you were already doing and doing ballistics on YouTube, if you catch a bunch of views, they want to convince you that, like, you wake up and you turn into a millionaire. Building her business. What are you talking about? I already had this business.
All right. So I can definitely rebuttal to that and say that Candace definitely, I would say it shifted more so, because Candace, in my opinion, was more on the political side. She wasn't doing as much content, I think. And so I think now that it kind of shifted, now definitely she does do more content, but she definitely has built her platform off this. Let's call it spade a spade. All right. She has never been hotter. She's never been more popular. She's never had more views than right now. So let's just keep it a buck. All right, Candace, I know you're a little arrogant, you got some little swag, but let's keep it a buck. This has really, helped your platform grow, and it's put you in a different spot. And I'm not hating, right? Get your bread, get it up, because I'm telling you, you better be careful with them French people, because them French people on that lawsuit they got on you, they gonna come for that bread. So make sure whatever you're doing with it, you moving it around, you give it to your husband, I don't know. But you better move that money around, because I'm telling you, them French folks, that lawsuit, they're going to try to come for you.
I was already at the top of the charts. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I actually did, because it's so ridiculous, okay? But she says, I'm lying. And Erika responds, and her answer to what do you want to say to the podcaster Candace Owens, who is lying, is stop. So Erika would like me to stop lying. And I would like to honor that, okay? I can only honor that if Erika is more explicit in terms of what I have lied about. You could just start going through them. Maybe they will. By the way, it's coming out on Saturday. Maybe.
That's what I said, man. We gotta get to the receipts. We gotta get to the nitty gritty. If you mad, tell me what you mad at. You feel me? If you got a problem with what I'm saying, tell me what the problem is, and then we can figure it out, right? We can figure it out together. But the fact, like I said, the fact that they're not doing that, the fact that there is no direct, hey, you said this, I didn't like that, that's a lie. I'm telling you, man, it gets tricky then, because like I said, Candace ain't gonna back down. And I think, in my opinion, I gotta say, it takes some little balls. She holding her nuts on this one. You know what I'm saying?
I've made a mistake somewhere, and I'm happy. I want to correct that, right? I'm not interested. My goal is not to tell lies. It is obviously plausible that I have made mistakes. I've reviewed these lists that we've put together, and I can't find the lie, okay? The lies that I find are coming out of Turning Point USA. Why is there not this same energy also for the feds? Because they've told some lies. So what am I lying about?
Listen, man, this is what we do here on Elite Media. We bring receipts, y'all. And that's why it's so important. You have to bring receipts in the modern era. 2025, it ain't just, oh, this is just for face value, okay? No, you got to give me actual factuals. You got to give me the truth. You got to back it up. And if you don't, I'm going to be on your ass until you do. And that's just how it is. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all have to understand this. All right? Because if you don't, then you're cooked. Ain't nothing we could do. At the end of the day, the vibe should be the vibe. All right. You got to expose the truth. Whether you who it comes from, I don't care. I don't care who it comes from, as long as you're exposing it.
Explicitly lying about, not made a molecular or a minor mistake. We got a time zone wrong. And then it's like, she lied. The plane left a couple of hours earlier. Maybe somewhere I made a mistake on a timeline of Charlie being here on this day when he's actually there on that day. But I'm talking like, where am I lying? Because I would like to stop if you can tell me.
I mean, this is where we at, y'all. This is where we at, man. I told y'all, man, Candace Owens is a trip. She is a trip, man, because she ain't gonna let this go. And I told y'all, man, regardless of whether she want to address it or not, she black. And as black people, we got to stand on business. We got to stand on truth. We got to stand on principle. And if you're not with that, you're bound to be easily influenced and taken advantage of. And as a black American, we just don't do that, man. We stand on business every single time, and we're going to make sure that we expose the truth every single time, y'all. And so, yeah, man, I just found it hilarious, y'all. We gonna keep on this story. Please believe that. I just, I got to make sure that I make sure my daily posts and my daily content output is correct so that the algorithm keeps pushing my videos and keeps me up there in you guys's For You pages and all that stuff. But I cannot do that without y'all liking and subscribing and making sure you stay tapped in with your boy, because that's the only way you're going to be able to see this type of content. Because I'm gonna be real with you, this type of content doesn't get shared a lot, man. It's not going to be at the top of the algorithm in the recommended videos. All right. A lot of my fan base are people who have come back to my videos. All right. So you got to make sure you guys subscribe and stay locked in so that you guys can see when I drop stuff, because I enjoy this. Like I said, this is fun for me. I go out of my way to make sure that I bring high quality content and making sure that we bring the receipts every single time so that it makes sense to not only just me, but also my supporters and people who come over here to, spend time with me, man. Because it's a lot, you know what I mean? I see a lot of people, bro, who be jaded about this YouTube stuff, all about subscribers, and they're complaining because they don't have this many subscribers, whatever, man. I'm so blessed to even have y'all here, okay? 500 subscribers, man. 500 people care about what I want to say? Come on, man. That's beautiful, man. That's great to me, because we're only growing, man. And with gratitude, that's what comes with this. You know what I'm saying? You got to have gratitude, man, because at the end of the day, this all could be taken away from us, man. This ain't our platform. You know what I mean? YouTube could decide one day that, like, hey, we don't like what you're saying. You could be deplatformed, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like that. Y'all really showing me love, and I appreciate that, man, because at the end of the day, every single subscriber counts. Every single supporter counts. Anybody who come over here to show me love, that shit counts, man. Especially for a smaller creator like me. I'm building, I'm trying to get up there, but I cannot do it without y'all. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody out there, man. Thank you all so much for pulling up, man. I ain't want to stay on here too long. You feel me? I had a good workout today, so I was feeling a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get on here and bring that energy, because I was still, on that, runner's high or workout high. I don't even know what you call it, that dopamine hit, though. After you get out of that workout, you be feeling like Superman. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was at with it. You feel me? And so thank you all, man. Thank you all for coming through, man. And appreciate you guys for going out of your way to, spend some time with me, man. And make sure you like and subscribe, man, because I'm so appreciative, guys. So thank you all so much. If you didn't catch it on the replay. All right. Make sure you guys show love. Thank you, Harbor Girl. You were super active. I appreciate the Ephesians. I'm gonna read that before I get out of here. God bless and have a good one. Thank you, Miss Harbor Girl. Appreciate you. But let's go back to that she had to put into the chat. She says, therefore, each of you must put off falsehoods and speak truthfully to your neighbor. All right. We are all members of one body. 100%. Under Jesus Christ, we are all one. You feel me? Under humanity, we're all one. Under America, we are all one. So make sure you guys keep that in mind when you're actually supporting people and content creators. Make sure you're supporting people who are speaking truth, right? And shaming falsehood. All right. No more of this BS propaganda. We on here for a reason. God put you here for a reason. Don't take that for granted. We all have a purpose. Stay on your purpose. I'm going to stay on mine. Salute to all y'all. Thank you so much, man. My name is Brandon B. I'm a part of Elite Media, man, and I'm out. Peace.